Shocking as Nnamdi Kanu sent joyful message from prison despite torture. All right. The IPOP leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has sent a joyful message from prison despite the torture he's currently undergoing in prison. All right, dear listeners, I greet everybody with listening to me through this very channel. You're all welcome to yet another very good and interesting broadcast coming to you. Yes, I call it good because now good thing Mazina now they can carry come me to now on this very day. Yes, it's clear that fair hearing is actually a fundamental part of justice, and without it, no trial can stand properly. Now, he went on to say that the evidence the court relied on was not included in the charge sheet and was never intended tendered as proper evidence. Okay. He also complained that the court went back to charges that had already been struck out and still referred to them as a part of the basics for the final judgment. From his point of view, these are serious errors that cannot be ignored. If you are watching this, please do me free to subscribe to this very video and hit the like button. Now, after reading this judgment, he said he found many inconsistencies and mistakes that, in the view, destroyed the credibility of the verdict. He therefore called on judges, lawyers, magistrates, and legal scholars who genuinely care about the study who care about to study the judgment carefully. Yes, he asked them to examine why earlier rulings from the High Court in Umuahia, the High Court in Enugu, and the Court of Appeal decisions, okay, from the United Nations and even positions from the Supreme Court were completely ignored. This earlier ruling said that the lawyers used their own old law had already been repealed and should be amended. So the court decision did not reflect that reality in its message. Now, this expressed deep gratitude to everyone who has looked into this very matter, especially those who knows what the law actually is. No matter who it affects or which tribe, religion, or ethnic the person comes from, he said clearly that injustice has just been meted. He thanked the public for standing in gap for him, speaking and defending him despite distance. Now, let us look at this very matter clearly and claimly his life sentence created a major reaction across the country because the court argued on these very basics. Now, the government viewed the situation as a matter of national security, of which the team, on the other hand, maintained that he was convicted using the right law, unsupported evidences, and disregarded judicial process. Issues has become so sensitive. Yes, my dear listeners, his transfer to the Sokoto prisons added another layer of concern. Sokoto is a very far from his home, far from his family, and far from his legal team. Many people worried that this distance may affect his health, safety, and legal rights. His lawyers have openly asked why he was moved too far away when his legal proceedings take place in Abuja and the southeast. The government may argue that any federal prison can be used, but his supporters feel it causes unnecessary difficulties. If you are watching, please do me free to subscribe, as I said. All right. Now, it involves history, emotions, legal, and questions, and national unity. These issues surrounding Nnamdi Kanu's agitation for a separate state has attracted international attention. Many communities have experienced fear, economic losses, okay, military presence and tension. Some families have lost loved ones, attacks, protests, or clashes at the same time. So, my dear listeners, I'm saying this again. If you're watching, like, subscribe, and share this very video. Nnamdi Kanu's message appears to be an attempt to shift the focus back to legal principle. He is asking Nigeria not to react emotionally, but to think carefully about fairness. Hmm. justice, constitutional rights, and proper legal procedures. Yes, he also emphasized that this matter should not turn into hate, anger, or division among citizens. If you appreciate balanced analysis like this, please like the video and subscribe. His legal team is preparing to move to the Court of Appeal to challenge the life sentence. They plan to question the constitutionality of the conviction, the use of a repealed law, the issue of evidence, and the inconsistencies with earlier legal rulings. This means the case is entering a new phase, and the coming months will be extremely important. If you want to follow every step of this journey, okay, please subscribe to the channel now as the conversation grow across. So my dear listeners, you can see that the IPOP leader actually have better chances to still win the appeal. Now the federal government, from where they actually judged Nnamdi Kanu from and gave their judgment, will now be questioned at the appeal court. And the appeal court, being a very senior court and a reliable court, will now be able to give a proper definition of what uh, that very law that was using, what it stands for, and why the federal government actually make use of it. If what they did was wrong, it will be indicated. If what they did was not wrong, it will be indicated. But don't forget that Nnamdi Kanu quoted according to the constitution when, how that very law was repealed. Yet, Nigerian government, knowing that that very law was repealed, still went on to make use of it. Our motor show on itself as well, will be preparing to face sanction if the appeal courts, speak in defense of Nnamdi Kanu. Because, believe me, it's not going to be easy. Because why? Our motor show will be risking his position internationally. He can only be functioning as a Nigerian lawyer and judge, but internationally, he has lost his complete face because he will lose all the recognitions and positions he has attracted all over the years. All right, thank you.